Need a banking partner you can count on? Call First Security Bank and Trust Company. It will be the best call you will ever make. Personal banking with First Security Bank and Trust Company can make life so easy. We offer mobile banking, online banking, and qualifying accounts can even make deposits using a cell phone. You will have instant access to all of your financial information, and you're able to check your balance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can transfer funds and even pay bills. You have total control. Plus, we offer personal customer service to help you with all your banking needs. Visit us today at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street, or give us a call at 405-424-4341, or visit our website at www.fsbokc.com. First Security Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Did you know that every day someone misses out on a great opportunity, all because of the fear of rejection? But what if you could explore that opportunity without facing any consequences or even wasting your time? Guess what? Now you can with iPrecheck at boomerkia.com. When other dealers try to keep you in the dark until the very end, at Boomer Kia, we're upfront and transparent, all without having to speak to anybody. So instead of spending hours in a dealership getting yanked around just to find out if you're not getting the deal you want, visit boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck form. You'll get your real credit score, your real monthly payments, and more for every vehicle on our site. So what's the best thing about iPrecheck? There's zero risk. It literally doesn't cost you anything. Just enter your name, your address, and the last four of your social, and you can be pre-approved instantly for a brand new Kia at Boomer Kia. So what are you waiting for? Visit boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck banner to get pre-approved, all without any risk to your credit. Then come to Boomer Kia off I-240 in South Walker.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Steve is intrigued by the paranormal.
Otherworldly spirits really make a house a home, you know?
Janice has different taste.
I'd like my house to not be haunted.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Steve and Janice found a renovated Victorian that's only haunted from 9 to 5.
Okay, wife's home. Now I gotta bounce.
Bye, Steve.
Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
Have you seen Jack? Fox 25's chief meteorologist, Jack Garfin. You know that Fox 25 has your back. And now, Jack's got your back.
Fox Tuesday.
We built a dynasty.
Monarch is TV's new smash hit.
We do what has to be done to protect the family.
Critics rave. It's captivating. One of fall's hottest new shows with amazing performances.
Your mother's being blackmailed.
It's Empire meets Nashville meets Succession.
You had one job. Just get rid of the damn body.
An all-new Monarch after a new resident.
Starting at 7 on Fox 25. Then on Fox 25 News at 9.
Inmate work programs. Fox 25 investigated the problems with prisoners breaking laws while also having access to your personal information. With many of these jobs now on hold, Fox 25 is uncovering another controversial contract. And the Department of Corrections is teaming up with a convicted child murderer to help make profits. Tuesday at 9 on Fox 25.
Welcome, and we are back. We are here for the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, brought to you by Kai's Concepts. With each bar purchase, you are helping feed, support, and transform lives of those in need throughout the world. Get a Kai's Bar, Perry's Broadcasting, Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, and Big O's Barbecue. We have with us tonight Classen SAS Middle School Volleyball. Let's give them a hand for being here. We have student athletes Eloise Stiglets and NJ Crawford, and with their coach Miguel Blanco. Hey guys, great to have you on tonight.
Thank you for having us on.
Well, listen, you just have become regulars because tell us, coach, you guys have won yet another championship.
Yes, we did. Last year, we obviously won the championship. This year, when we started our tryouts and I had the meetings with all the girls trying out, and then the girls that made the team, I told them that we had the potential to go in all the way.
You're a prophet, coach.
Yes, I try to be.
Let's start with you, Eloise. We have a bit of a neophyte over here in NJ, so we'll ask you the first question and let NJ get warmed up.
Right.
How has this second season been for you, right? You were sitting in that same hot seat on last year. Tell us what your experience has been this year.
It's been great. It's been great meeting new girls, getting to know different positions, getting to know just more techniques, and overall learning more.
Absolutely. And Jay, tell us how your first year has been with this volleyball team.
It was really exciting. I made a lot of new friends, and the competition was more than it was last year, and I just felt like I just learned more, and it was a really good time.
Cool beans. So, Coach Blanco, tell me this. You know, saying that you saw these girls and the potential they had to win another championship, tell me what is different about this year's team versus last year's team.
This year's team was a lot more experienced than last year's team. Last year's team came together at the last minute. This year we started early. We started back in May. Last year we started 2 weeks into the school year.
Wow.
So the potential that I was able to see from May through the summer, and then to get to the first game, I saw the potential of the athletes, the players that were on the team, and I just went on. My mind just went to Greg Popovich. That's one of the coaches I admire, and Greg Popovich always seek perfection in everything. And it didn't matter if the San Antonio Spurs would win by 30, 20 points. He always saw potential to get better.
Sure.
And that's what I would see with these girls. I just went Greg Popovich mode, and I probably pushed him too hard sometimes. I admit I probably went too much, but they were able to reel me back. But the experience that these players already had, and players that came back for a second season helped out a lot.
So Eloise, you said, you know, I think NJ alluded to just getting better. Tell me, what is that thing? You said you learned new positions. Tell me, what is that one skill that you feel like you've gotten better with from last year to this year?
Definitely with bumps at spike, we've been a lot better. Before it was kind of like ping pong, I guess. But now there's definitely more technique to it. Yeah.
And Jay, what about you?
I have to say that as well. We just kind of like, I feel like he really helped us a lot with just getting better and more of the technique. Basically, at least.
Sure. So Coach, I'm as a father who has a daughter who's now playing volleyball. Out of all of my children, the boys couldn't bounce balls in the house, but for some odd reason, my wife allows my daughter to do this stuff up against the ceiling and walls all day and all night. But here's the thing: I saw her get so much better just from those touches.
Yes.
Right. So tell me what practice looks like, and how that makes a difference in their development of their skills.
Well, practice was way different from last year. Like Eloise said, last year was more of a ping pong. This year, since I saw the potential in these players, I tried to switch over almost to club level volleyball. I told them I wanted to use a libero. In the end, I made the decision not to, but our practice was a little bit more intense than last year.
Sure.
A little bit more cardio. We actually ran more stairs this year than we did last year.
We're doing this in middle school? We running stairs?
Yes, they were running stairs. We did more cardio this year than we did last year. I kind of wanted to hit a little bit of the lower body to do the weights, but just time didn't let us do that. But we did a lot of we did focus a lot at the beginning of the season practice on just the basics of bumping and setting.
Sure.
Were our biggest focus in practice.
So Eloise and NJ, tell me your greatest moment, right, from this year, this season. It could be from winning the championship, but kind of describe to me that moment that you'll never forget, right? We don't think much of middle school. You're an 8th grader. It's going to be different when you move on. So give me your favorite volleyball moment this year.
For sure. Probably whenever, like, that second right after you win, you're like, oh my God, I just won.
It feels pretty good.
It feels pretty good.
All right. And Jay, I know you're just a 7th grader, but tell me what your experience, your best experience has been thus far.
I was really nervous before the tournament. I didn't know what to expect because we hadn't played some of the teams that we did play. So I was kind of nervous and just not really under pressure. And then when we won, it was just like, it's not that I couldn't believe it. It was just I was such in shock.
Sure. So, Coach, you have these girls. When you think Classen SAS middle school and more specifically Classen SAS high school at Northeast, you know, they've had some pretty good basketball over at the high school. But now you got 2 years winning this conference championship as a middle school. You know, how are you promoting that in Classen SAS middle school and encouraging more girls to come out for this team? And to be honest, you know, you guys having tryouts. I literally, for the first time when I went to Classen SAS middle school and I sat in that gym and watched all of those kids try out and everyone didn't make it. And I saw some of the sad responses. Like, I'm like, man, was I that emotional in middle school? Like, this is a big deal. Tell us, how are you promoting that, and what does that look like?
A lot of it, I also want to give credit to Coach Metley. That's one of our detective officers for Oklahoma City. He helped from the very, very basics when it came to PAL volleyball for Classen. He and his daughter plays for Rose State, and they helped the girls last year in PAL volleyball with the girls. A lot of the PAL girls now would see us in practice before they started their practice or walked over to another school to do their practice. But they seem excited, and the group that is now in the PAL league, they're pretty good players, and if they stick to it, Classen could also be just like basketball. We could have a dynasty on our hands.
No, I think that my daughter got in the car today talking about you guys winning the championship. She didn't know. I didn't tell her that you guys are going to be here. It was a bit of a surprise, right? But she was really excited just listening and hearing about all the opportunities. Now, Coach, you're about to be a TV star. Tell us, how does all of this attention, like, you know, how are you handling it? Has it been different from in the past? And just speak on the opportunity that you have to talk about your program.
Well, I was contacted by a couple of news reporters. One of our parents, Mr. Stiglets, gave them my name.
That Mr. Stiglets.
Yes, he's back there in the back. They ran a story on me on News 9, and I didn't know about it until he texted me the link. And then one of the news reporters actually had 3 reach out to me, wanted to do a story on me, and I told him that was fine. But I'm no stranger to the news. I've been on the news before, but it's been a long time since I've been on the news. But I'm pretty excited about it.
Cool, man.
So.
How do you girls feel about that? Because I hear you guys going to be, you know, part of the story. How do you feel about those opportunities that you get to tell the story about your middle school?
I think it's really cool to just show, like, you know, volleyball in our program.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
So let me ask you guys this, and I'll ask them first, and I'll come back to you. Do you guys play any other sport, right, besides volleyball?
I don't.
Okay.
I used to, but I don't.
I do not.
Now, Coach, do you promote, what do you say, cross-training or to encourage the girls to play other sports? You know, how does that work?
I always do, no matter what level of competition they're in. I always do. Athletes are they tend to do better when they're playing sports. There's research out there that proves that they do a lot better in school. They tend to stay in school as well when they're playing the sport. So I always encourage an athlete, doesn't matter what school level that they're in, to participate in sports.
In your, Eloise and NJ, your skill set, right? What is your favorite thing to do as a volleyball player, right? So I'm in the stands, and I try not to be that parent trying to coach my daughter from the stands, but I'm always like, Spike it. She can't do it yet, but I'm like, do it. So what is that favorite thing like that you love to do when you're out there on that court?
I love diving so much. It is so fun. My knee pads are really gross because I dive so much. And I really like hitting too, especially from outside.
Gotcha.
I really like hitting as well, and I also like setting.
Okay. Which, are complicated skills. It does look like ping pong, but it's literally much more than that. In some sports, like basketball, for instance, there's always this kind of conflict between AAU basketball or summer ball and high school ball. How is it? Soccer, I believe, had the same issue in Oklahoma because certain levels of soccer that you played, you had to decide either play soccer for the club or soccer for the school. How does club volleyball impact middle school volleyball, et cetera?
Club volleyball impacts a lot. When you play club volleyball, there's potential that you could play year-round. Mm-hmm. Their off-season is usually our on-season. Gotcha. But they're actually trying out for their clubs right now. And you could also have the ability to receive private lessons. Club volleyball goes beyond middle school volleyball. So, yes.
Yeah, so sometimes with club volleyball, it's expensive, right? And so some student athletes cannot afford these things. So what other kind of opportunities are out there? I thank goodness, like you said, for people like Pal who come and take their expertise and give it to our student athletes. But what other opportunities you think are out there or that you would like to see to be more beneficial for those student athletes who cannot afford to play for a club team?
Mm-hmm. I know the YMCA offers some to an extent lessons or even just recreational. Mm-hmm. But I would like to see in the school system, since our season is so short, it's only a month long, I would like to see it extended if possible, or even the second season when it comes to the spring.
Gotcha. I understand. So for every team, there is this, I don't know if you predetermine, and there's a word that everyone kind of focuses on, but what would be, and let me start with the ladies first, and I'll come to you. What is the one word that you would use to describe maybe the attitude or the temperament of your volleyball team? What is that one word?
I'd say at times we're really energetic, maybe.
Energetic could be a great one, yeah. What about you, Eloise?
I don't know. Kind of like a family.
A family?
I said that last year, but
yeah, it's okay. Family 2.0.
Yeah.
Coach, what is that one word that describes this year's volleyball team?
Domination. Like I said, ever since the team came together, I told them, you girls have the potential to making it all the way. And I even told them who we were going to play in the finals, and it came to pass.
Hey, so they're giving me the wrap-up sign. So one parting shout-out. Who would you like to say thank you to, NJ, for just helping you grow and develop as a volleyball player, and that's helped your program out?
I would like to say to my pal, volleyball coach from last year, and a lot of the Rose State College volleyball coaches that has helped me down at Premier.
Cool beans. Eloise?
Thank you so much, Coach Blanco. You've helped me a lot develop. Thank you, Dad.
Oh, Mr. Stiglets.
Some of my favorite memories over the summer, is playing volleyball in our backyard. And just,
I feel your dad's pain. My daughter's, hit it to me one more time. Tell me, Coach Blanco, who would you like to say thank you
to? I have a long list to thank. I mean, there's from the players to the parents to our principal, Mr. Thomas, that's back here. Well, it really comes.
I like Mr. Thomas's hairdo too.
Yes,
it's really, really cool.
Yes, but I really, when it comes down to it, I would like to thank my wife and my daughter. I spent so much time away from them. I even one day during practice. The girls were kind of slacking a little, and I showed them a text message my wife just sent me, and I told them, look what just happened, and I missed it. And it was my daughter's first steps.
Oh, man.
Yes, and I told them, hey, I'm here for you girls. Yeah. So if if I'm here, I need you to give me 100%, and they did.
Absolutely.
So since I spent so much time away from them, they deserve a lot of the thanks.
Well, thank you, Coach Blanco and Eloise and NJ Crawford, the Classen SAS Middle School Volleyball team. You are listening to Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. We'll see you on the other side.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
BoomerKia.com. When other dealers try to keep you in the dark until the very end, at Boomer Kia, we're upfront and transparent, all without having to speak to anybody. So instead of spending hours in a dealership getting yanked around just to find out if you're not getting the deal you want, visit BoomerKia.com and click the iPreCheck form. You'll get your real credit score, your real monthly payments, and more for every vehicle on our site. So what's the best thing about iPreCheck? There's zero risk. It literally doesn't cost you anything. Just enter your name, your address, and the last four of your social, and you can be pre-approved instantly for a brand new Kia at Boomer Kia. So what are you waiting for? Visit BoomerKia.com and click the iPreCheck banner to get pre-approved, all without any risk to your credit. Then come to Boomer Kia off I-240 in South Walker.
Come and enjoy ZT Cigars, private lounge and tea.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has a signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as a Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
I'm Daryl B. I'm a smooth jazz saxophonist, and I do my thing my way.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Jaidyn? Hazel?
Yes.
Coach?
Yeah, I got you.
I think I got everybody else. So when he gives me the 1 minute, we'll go hot. So that means when I hit these buttons over here, you can't say anything because you'll be heard out there, okay? Until we start, all right? You guys kind of heard how it went, so this is not going.
And don't forget, master your style with King C. Gillette.
No act of kindness is too small, and to some, it means everything. It's in your power to prove life is truly a gift and not a possession to hide away. You have the opportunity to comfort the neighbors around us who deserve happier, healthier lives. At the United Way of Central Oklahoma, our partner agencies help thousands of children, adults, and families journey through grief, poverty, and so many struggles. So consider giving today at unitedwayokc.org.
Holding off on getting your updated COVID vaccine? Not a good idea, especially if you're 50 or older. Did you know you're twice as likely to end up in the hospital and 4 times more likely to die from COVID than younger adults? But an updated COVID vaccine can help you be there for what matters most. Get yours today. Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Yo, welcome back to Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show. here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. We are so excited now to have Classen SAS at Northeast Softball. We have with us Jaidyn Broiles. Also, we have Hazel with us. And the head volleyball coach. Here we go. I finally got my names. Charles Hunt. Way to go. Guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. And we are excited to have you to learn a little bit more about Classen SAS at Northeast Softball. So, Coach, let's start with you, man. How long have you been there at Classen SAS at Northeast, and what's your experience been?
This is our 4th year since the merger of Northeast and Classen SAS. So, the experience has been wonderful. I mean, it's been wonderful. We've achieved so many things academically and athletically that I think, sets us apart from a lot of other people, in our league.
So I was just talking to Jaidyn Broiles and Hazel Mcbride, and they told me they were class of 23. So, ladies, I'll start with you, Hazel, and make my way to Jaidyn. How long have you been playing softball? And tell me a little bit about what that's been like for you.
Yeah, so I started softball my freshman year of high school. Came in pretty new. I'd seen my uncle play baseball and things like that, but I'd never actually played the game, so I was really excited to play. My first year, I didn't play very much. I was kind of a bench warmer.
You was cheering. Yeah, let's go.
And then as the years progressed, I worked, and I have now made it to starting in varsity, so yeah.
Cool beans. What position do you play, Sar?
Depends. Wherever coach puts me. So wherever he feels like I'm most needed, that's where he'll put me.
Got you. Jaidyn?
So I've been playing softball since I was 8, so like 9 years. This past season was my last season playing softball. So it's really sad, but softball, it's brought me some joy, and it's brought me hard times and stress. Like, I will say I have an attitude problem when it comes to softball, but it's all right.
You get that from your mother?
No.
I'm just kidding. I know Tiffany can hear us.
But I just put a lot of pressure on myself, and I expect me to do great because I just know my parents expect me to do great. So I just put a lot of pressure on myself.
Well, I understand. So, Coach.
Yes.
Since you're sitting over here stressing out these ladies on this softball team.
I'm trying not to.
Tell me just your coaching approach, man. Tell me kind of how you view practice and kind of what you feel like is your job as a head coach to kind of impact these young ladies.
To be honest, the dynamics of our team and program is unique in the sense that, as you heard, Hazel didn't start playing until she was a freshman, where Jaidyn's been playing since she was 8. So the skill sets are obviously going to vary, and so you have to be able to structure practice to where Hazel's not going to be overwhelmed. I'm talking 4 years ago. Today, she's good as gold. She's going to jump in practice, and it doesn't matter what we're doing. But, 4 years ago, if you have a young lady who's just now entering the game and somebody who's obviously experienced, you don't want to put them in a situation where they're overwhelmed or find an excuse to walk away from it. It has to be enjoyable. So that's one thing we always try to do is have fun and smile and laugh and enjoy each other. And I will say this team is probably, out of over a decade, years of coaching, this is probably the most close-knit group of young ladies I've ever been around. I mean, they are truly best friends, and they really do look out for each other. So you have to make sure you approach it to, get the best out of them. My situation is, teaching and being an athletic director, and with so many of our coaches.
You are everywhere.
Man,
just let me tell you. If
I
there's
probably got cheese on me. I just left the concession stand because our volleyball team is playing Bethany right now.
I think I saw you at the concession. I saw you at the gate on your way to the concession at the football game the other day.
Yeah. So I'm ripping and running, but, having a team of young ladies who, with their character and the attributes they possess, they know, hey, coach has to go do this, and this real quick. They're going to knock it out. They're going to take care of business. So I have to put that responsibility on them, and they take it with open arms, and they knock it out. They get it done.
Sure. So Hazel and Jaidyn, let me ask you this question. Coach kind of alluded to the closeness of the softball team. Hazel, give me one word and a description of that you would use to describe your softball team, as well as you, Jaidyn. So you be thinking about it.
I don't have like a specific word, but like we just feed off of each other. So if one person is feeling good, everybody's gonna feel good. Especially Miss Jaidyn Broiles over here. She definitely sets the tone of our team most games. So if one person gets down, everybody's down. So we really just feed off of our energy towards each other.
Gotcha. Jaidyn?
I agree with Hazel. It's our energy. If I have good energy, we're going to have good energy. If I go down, we just start to tread down. So feeding off each other's energy.
Cool. Coach, how would you describe it? Beyond just close-knit family, what is that one word that's become your mantra that describes this team?
Resilient. They persevere quite a bit to go out and, this is the first time that an Oklahoma City public school since the new OSSA playoff, realignment has made it, and we were able to actually upset a couple of teams in our district and go on and have a play-in playoff game at our site this past literally Saturday. Unfortunately, great games, but we came out, on the other end of winning, and those ladies are resilient to the sense that no matter what is put in front of them, they're going to find a way to achieve that success. And they persevere. They persevere. Sure. We have plenty of excuses to why we could. I'll put it like this. Hazel literally had a national, correct me, I know I may get this wrong, there's a national honor society orchestra. It was an acronym initially. I didn't get all
NCHO.
NCHO. So anybody listening, if you know what NCHO is, that's extremely important to these young people that participate in the orchestra. She literally had that audition Saturday morning, ran to the field, literally as we're taking the field. I mean, I just left home plate with the lineup card, giving it to the blue. She's running in with her gear, because she's my leadoff, throws the helmet on, jumps up, boop, first pitch. Second pitch, smacks it right in the left field. You know what I mean, for a base hit. So that's what I mean by resilience and perseverance.
Well, so let's speak to this, right? Classen SAS at Northeast is a highly rigorous academic institution, right?
Absolutely.
So the expectation is different. How now, obviously you just gave a great example of what that looks like, but how do you guys balance that, the demands of the academics along with competing and making a playoff, right? How do you manage that, right? I'll start with you, Jaidyn, because it looks like you about to say, I'm still trying to figure it out.
I am still trying to figure it out. I've had a few missing assignments because got back home late for games. I had a few missing assignments, and now that I'm rolling into basketball season as a manager, it's just piling on to that, and plus I'm taking college courses, and it's just, I'm still trying to find that balance between school, work, and my personal time. It's still trying to find it, but I'm going to find it.
You're going to get it. You're determined. Coach just says you're resilient.
Yes.
Hazel, tell me, how do you balance all of that? And then tell us, what instrument do you play in the orchestra?
So I play viola.
I played it in middle school.
Really? That's
I was terrible.
Most middle schoolers are, but it takes time. I am also still trying to find that balance. I think it takes a lot of responsibility in just knowing that this is what I need to get done. I really just make small goals for myself. So I'm like, okay, because I know that there's a really long list, but if I focus on specific things and I get those specific little things done, then my list just becomes a little bit smaller and a little bit more manageable. So I really just try to set those goals that I can meet in a specific amount of time and try to set that time exactly for what I need to do, especially with all of the things that most Classen kids are involved in. They're going to be involved in extracurriculars and other things like that.
Well, listen, they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So you clearly have taken that approach. Listen, we're getting ready to take a break, but you're listening to the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
I guess it's different when you can hear yourself, like I'm talking, but I'm hearing myself talk, and that's throwing you off.
PJ Park at the Fountain Cafe in your home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM HD1.
What are you guys' plans for college? Do they include softball in any way? I will ask
For over 25 years,
Okay.
Chuck Bill Stadium has served Oklahoma City with coverage they can trust. Chuck believes in helping people manage daily risks of everyday life.
Okay,
Cover
thank
for the unexpected.
Well, you know I'm from Fort Worth, so yeah.
378-8000.
Man.
Stop by the office, 9315 South Pennsylvania Avenue, Suite B, here in Oklahoma City.
He's like a year older than me, so this is really loud. He's a year older than me, so.
For Butch's Coffee. For EJ's Sandwich Shop. For Springfield Family Dental.
Every day, Staples helps every kind of small business create bold signs that sing. And now, get $10 off custom signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Ends 12/31. Visit staplesconnect.com/thisisyoursign for details.
The winner serves all deal.
Is this your queen?
Man, is that the 4th time? I lost count.
But hold on. I'm a loving queen. I got McDonald's.
Big Mac and Quarter Pounder. And McNuggets?
Long live the queen. There's a deal for every victory at McDonald's. Buy one of your faves like a Big Mac, Quarter Pounder with cheese, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets and get another for just $1.
Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ew. Stuck in a cycle of rewashing your clothes? Because you can't remove tough laundry odor? When detergent by itself can't cut it, use new Downy Rinse and Refresh. With a breakthrough odor-removing formula, it removes odors in 1 wash, better than the leading value detergent in 3 washes, keeping all your laundry fresh. Now you can break the cycle of rewashing with Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Yo, and we are back here at the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3. We're located at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Our sponsors are Perry's Broadcasting, Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods. We are excited. Impressions Printing, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Big O's Barbecue. We have with us Classen SAS at Northeast Volleyball, Coach Charles Hunt, along with Jaidyn Broiles and Hazel Mcbride. So good to see you guys again. So now, Coach, tell me, you gave us some unfortunate information that you're from Fort Worth. Necessarily saying Fort Worth is a bad place for those who are listening, but what he was intimating in that statement, I'm crushed by. But we'll see him on next week. We'll see what has to be said. But tell us, Coach, what is your conversation with your softball team about playing college ball or any of them interested? What does that conversation look like?
Playing at the next level. So I was fortunate enough to how I got to Oklahoma was I played college basketball and was fortunate enough to be on a national championship team.
Where'd you play?
Junior college, Redlands Community College.
Okay.
And then I went to a Division II school in Missouri. So, it's a commitment. It is a commitment. It's all day, every day. Me personally, I lost both my parents while I was in college. My mother on Christmas morning. And these young ladies have heard those stories. But my teachers could care less about those, unfortunate experiences. I still got to get my assignments in. I still have to attend class. I still got to go to study hall. I still got to go to individual workouts. I still got to go to weights. Still got to go to practice. Still got to get on that van, that bus, whatever it is.
Sure.
So the conversation I have with them, first and foremost, is that college isn't necessarily for everybody. When it comes to trying to play athletically, I know a ton of people who it's been their lifelong dream and they're done in the first semester because they lose the fun or they lose the life of it. You have to really be committed. You have to really want it. It has to be something that you are fully going to ingest because you can't tiptoe around it. I just try to help them understand that if that's something that you want to do, that there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of young ladies that want to have the same goal.
Sure.
And so when I say it's open cage, I'm just testing you. I just want to see who's going to go in there and put a ball on the tee and get to work, or who's going to find an opportunity to avoid the cage, because it's going to be on you and the person you see in the mirror every morning whether or not you make it.
Absolutely.
And so that's probably the most aggressive approach to it.
Sure.
Other than that, I try to highlight all the lovely aspects of walking around as a collegiate athlete on a campus or something of that nature. Getting your school paid for is obviously remarkable and is very beneficial. I'm very thankful for that. And also the relationships that I've met with all the friends that I have from every side of the coast and other countries, and variety of roommates and guys. A big good friend of mine, Big Swab, that's what we call him. He's from Mobile, Alabama. I'm sorry, Montgomery, Alabama. If he ever heard this, he beat me up. He's from Montgomery, Alabama, and so having those friends and even the guys that I met when I first got to Oklahoma and played with are still, lifelong friends, best friends. Their families have taken me in and helped me out. And all these experiences are things I try to share with these young ladies and even the young men that I coach in other sports, to let them know that if it is something you want to do, you have to be fully committed. You can't spend half your day making TikToks and then, get in there.
I think I've seen Jaidyn on TikTok before.
She probably did. They always hear me say that. I'm like, you ain't going to hit home runs if you're out here making TikToks all day and just expect the ball to beat the bat. Like, nah, you got to go in there and work on your skill set.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Jaidyn and Hazel, I'm going to ask this question, and only because I know your brother and I know who your family is, Justin being your brother Broiles at University of Oklahoma, what kind of advice as an athlete does he give to his baby sister?
He tells me that you have to work for things. Things aren't just going to fall in your lap and bless you. You have to work for it. If you really want it, you're going to work for it. So telling me if I want to achieve my dreams, I have to work for it. Sitting down, watching videos and TV, eating chips is not going to help me. Okay, maybe that too. It's not going to help me achieve my dreams of what I want to be.
Absolutely.
So working hard for what I want.
Do you listen to him?
Yes and no. But sometimes.
I got you. So, Hazel, who was that person? You had mentioned your uncle, I think, who played baseball. But who is that person who's giving you sage advice? Or tell me who your inspiration is, that the reason you play softball.
So I kind of came into softball because my main sport is track. So I run hurdles in track. But I needed a fall sport, and so softball just kind of came around, and it seemed like a good opportunity to play some ball. So as much as I love the game of softball, my main inspiration would be the Coach Hunt over here.
The Coach Hunt. When you get the in front of your name, you's a bad man.
No.
But yeah, he's inspired me to be the athlete that I am today, so I'd give it all to him.
So, Coach, you talked a little bit about, practice, whatever that looks like. But tell me, what does conditioning look like? How much, in these days you got strength conditioning? Do you talk about the kind of food you put in your body for energy? Look, like they talking over here like it's going down. Tell me.
I'm big on what you just said, the ingestion. What do you put in your body is going to have a huge impact. We can go run miles all day, run hills, lift weights, do squats and this and that, and run triangles and poles, and you can do all that. But if you're going to put, a big red and some Takis in your body afterwards, then
hey, do you understand the Taki craze?
I do
like,
not.
I didn't even know what Takis were. We need some sponsorship, Taki.
Yeah. I guess I got to be careful saying all that, or maybe it'll benefit us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that side of it, and then the other thing is I always refer to it as this is preparation, not punishment. These are the things that is to help you get better. We immediately, get discouraged when I'm like, all right, let's run some triangles. This one right here. I know. I already know. She don't want to hit no triangle, but she gonna get them in though. She gonna get them in. She ain't gonna say nothing about it, but she gonna get them in. But then I try to reemphasize, it's preparation. It's not punishment, and preparation for what they just achieved by winning some very, I hate to sound like the underdog, but most of the time when we walk on the field with some of the schools that are in our district or that we play, we're not necessarily the the ones that say, you got to watch out for it. You know, they know that we have some quality players, which we do, but at the same time, they know that we're still molding and trying to grow. So the conditioning aspect is going to help you achieve that goal. And got to piggyback what Hazel said. You know, they're my inspiration more than in my opinion, more than I may be to them, just because watching them develop, watching Hazel and Jaidyn develop over 4 years, and watching her, just grow into these beautiful young ladies, and they're smart and intelligent and just passionate, and I mean, they're just on it, and that inspires me to go look at those 8th graders that were just sitting here and say, y'all, what I just told them, I can't wait to see y'all next year, because hopefully, I can implement or our programs and our coaches, Coach McKenna and Coach Carlos and Coach Karina and the other coaches around our staff, whether it's softball or basketball or baseball, whatever it is, from the athletic side, inspire them to go in and be like these young ladies and to set that goal high and those expectations high and then go reach them.
Yeah. So, Jaidyn, I heard Hazel say she runs track. I heard you say that you're a manager for basketball. Do you play any other sport besides softball?
No, sir.
She can actually hoop, though. She really can hoop.
What's the deal? Let's go out with a bang. Your mother played a little basketball, if that serves my memory, at the Wood. She's all right. I've seen her play a few times.
I think I might come out of retirement my senior season.
That's what I'm talking about. This is it. This is the last hurrah.
Go ahead and lace them up.
Well, that's cool.
And Hazel was back-to-back state qualifier, and I'm pretty sure, that's just me talking on her, but I'm pretty sure, she's going to take care of it.
She'll do it the third time.
Make that a third time. We're going to get a medal this year.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
So most of the times in these interviews, I always ask the student athlete, what does preparation for a game look like for you, and what's on I was about to say your CD. I would have really been dating myself. But what is on your Apple Music or your Spotify? What are you listening to? If the title contains profanity, skip it.
Okay. Me first?
Yes, you go first.
Okay. So my preparation for game days look like this. I wake up. I have to wake up an hour and a half before. Okay.
Okay.
I have to put my socks on first.
Like there's an order?
It's a specific order.
There's an order.
If it's not in this order, I'm going to be iffy about today's game.
Oh, my gosh.
So socks first. Then I put on my undergarments. Then I put a deodorant. Put my pants on first. Then I brush my teeth. Then I put the jersey on. And then I buckle up. And then the playlist that I'm doing.
And you remember this order?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In game days, sorry, Justin, I listen to his music to get me hyped for my game days.
Okay.
So, I don't know what's his verse for profanity.
Yeah. I can only imagine what Brother Justin's listening to. His version of the Ghetto Boys. That's an old group.
So that's my game day.
Any particular food you like?
Oh, I don't eat before games.
Okay, I got you. Hazel, give us your detailed get ready for the game day situation.
I don't know if mine's as detailed as that, but I get up and I drink some water for sure. I drink a lot of water. I try to at least.
Sure.
And I eat a small breakfast, so it might be like some fruit or like a granola bar, something light, because I'm not a big breakfast eater or before game eater, I guess. And then my playlist I have a game day playlist, so it's just a lot of hip hop, a lot of like that pump up music that'll just.
Let's get it.
Yeah, get the little dances in before the game, get yourself hype. But that's my main.
Cool. Coach, tell me. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Hazel.
And braid the hair.
Oh,
gotta
braid the hair.
Okay.
Gotta be braided.
Okay.
Game day?
What does that look like?
Oh, man.
What's that game day speech? Hold on to this. I'm going to ask y'all what's the best speech you've heard your coach give.
Lord. Gotta take the headphones off.
There's a lot of them.
I get pretty long-winded. Normally it's, there's field preparation and
you do all of that. I think I've witnessed this.
Yeah. And Jaidyn's father, Mitch Broiles, helps, and the other
Who's
coaches.
in this illustrious audience tonight?
Yeah, because if I didn't say it, he'd probably be like, you know what?
Jaidyn's out of here. I'm out of here. Yeah.
No. I'll say that my game day preparation here. This team is a lot easier because of the parent and the parental involvement and their support. I mean, they're just amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. When I first got into coaching, I would hear all these coaches talk about the parents and the parents and the parents, and I'm like, maybe that's on you. I can understand there's going to be conflicts at times, but ultimately, they trust me to put their daughters and sons in the best position possible and be open with them, and they know I care about them just as much as I care about my own kids and the kids that don't play sports. So when it comes to game day, getting prepped, getting the field ready, getting the equipment out, I will say I try to take a little bit off their load as far as how much they have to do. I want them to get out of school, get ready, get right to the cage, start hitting, start getting loose. Don't have to worry about bases and all that. We'll get there, but we don't have a huge number. If I had 25 of them out there, that'd be a little bit different. But last thing I need is Jaidyn stepping on the bag wrong or twisting an ankle or something, trying to do field prep. I get nervous like that because we literally have like 11 to 12 most times. I mean, 3 of our players, we literally they just out there because they were friends. Next thing you know, they got jerseys on. Yeah, we're not exaggerating. So game day for me, I mean, I don't have any
warm bodies.
Yeah, I mean, it's different from my playing days. It's more if I'm gonna do anything psychologically, I'm gonna try to cognitively put myself in the mindset that regardless of what happens today, I have to continue to make it somewhat fun, somewhat enjoyable. Jaidyn is hard on herself. She is hard on herself, but she's also one of the most kindest, lovable, funny, person possible, and she does have high expectations for herself. So, I may in a game day know, all right, if something happens and I see that head start to drop, I'm gonna come put my arm around her. I'm gonna come tap her on the shoulder. Hey, you still got this. You still got this. And anything to just implement that, making sure that the opponent is taken care of and we compensate them and give them a nice greeting when they get there and provide them with the things they need. Making sure our fans have a great spot, great seat, and a great product on the field, and making sure the ladies are in a good spot.
Well, I happened to be at the football game the other day at you guys' homecoming. My little great niece is Anaya Aruvakava, who's a cheerleader, and that's her buddy, her buddy friend, who's the quarterback, and
Junior.
and the little tally girl. I saw her; she wouldn't talk to me. Simone. Yeah. So man, and I saw you, Coach. I've seen you now for the last couple, 2-3 years. I saw a board member from Tecumseh kind of fussing at you at the gate the other day, and you just handled it. You didn't waver. You weren't rude, and I'm like, this dude is like calm every time I see him, man. So kudos to you because I understand all of the stuff that's happening, as the AD and all of that. So we got 1 minute. We're going to let you say thank you to shout out to whomever you want to that has inspired you and supported you along the way. Let's start with you, Hazel Mcbride.
First and foremost, Coach Hunt over here. My parents have been always my biggest supporters and always been there for me and showed up to my games. So, and then my entire team has always built us up. So I can't say how much I appreciate all of those girls.
Cool. Jaidyn?
Thank you to our excellent coaching staff, my parents, and my teammates. I couldn't ask for better teammates this season.
Cool beans. Coach?
Man, I'm very thankful for my kids. They sacrifice a lot of time with Dad, and I appreciate them, being a part of what I do for a living and impacting these young people. Obviously very thankful for the coaches and the parents, the administration from our district, our site, and all they allow us to do, knowing that our situation is extremely unique to a lot of other sites. And very thankful just, for these young ladies and these young people that come out every day and try to do something that's going to make tomorrow better.
Sure, man. And so he's always here, the athletic directors for OKCPS, man, and all of the partners of OKCPS with Fields and Future Pal, et cetera. So, hey, listen, we want to say thank you for tuning in here at the Metro Tech OKCPS Coaches Show here on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Thank you to Kai's. Thank you for Perry Broadcasting, Oklahoma City Dodgers Foundation, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, and Big O's Barbecue. We'll see you all on next Monday. Have a great night. Go 49ers!
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
And yes, even vans. And guess what? They have to go. And I'm sure nowadays you probably feel like almost everything costs a little bit more. Well, at Boomer Kia, we believe you should get more. So right now, with every vehicle, you'll get a real lifetime powertrain warranty with a $0 deductible. No hoops to jump through like the other dealers' warranties. Buy a car at Boomer Kia and enjoy the peace of mind knowing you have a lifetime powertrain warranty with a $0 deductible. Are you unsure about your credit? Don't be. Visit boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck banner, where you can be pre-approved instantly with no dings on your credit. Then come on down to Boomer Kia. We're off I-240 and South Walker.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is